Welcome back. I'm playing Warhammer 40,000 Battlesector, and we'll get started on our next multiplayer matchup. Today I'm going to be playing as the Orcs, and we're going to be going against the Adepta Sororitas. It's going to be the Imperial Ruin, Strategic Command, 1500 point army size with an 80 point target, 8 turn limit. So with that, we will get set up and see what I can do. I'm hoping that I can get a big death blob going with just some skirmishing forces on the sides is my thought. That way if he has a big ranged unit, it should give me a lot of protection here. So I have our Weird Boy as our main commander, followed by the Big Mech for the force field, the Pain Boy for the bonus health, a couple of flash kits, 2 beamy def guns, 2 burner boys to take out infantry, 3 war bikes, and 1 storm boy, so I can jump over the difficult terrain here and capture this point on the very first turn. Like so. Then we can move you up here. And I figure we might as well get the evasion going. Or the movement, I mean. And we'll just run you up here. Run you up to here. Get those guys going. Get you up here. And just try to get the maximum amount of movement that I can. And then for these guys, again, we want to try to get them over here to capture as fast as possible. You know, sometimes I like to send a warbike up in the center to help me capture the point and soak up Overwatch. But I think I'd rather just have them over on the side here. We can just send everybody up here, and then with their movement, they should be able to get back to the left side. Or the center, I mean. To help me engage, so we'll see how it goes. So we'll run you up to here, and he's got dual penitent engines. That's not great, because if they do double melee attack, I think the 2 attacks should be enough to kill the war bike. And we just have to be careful that we don't set ourselves up into a situation where we can get ourselves attacked by the flames. Now that won't do a lot with the against the war bikes, but it certainly will do a lot against our flash kits. So I think what we're going to want to do is just run you up here. And maybe I even just want to move you up, because if he does decide to aggro onto you, then you can shoot. We'll get the evasion going, because we know they're going to be doing some decent damage to us in melee. And start shooting here. So that's pretty decent. So we should hopefully be able to kill at least one of them next turn. And we'll probably lose 1 bike. Maybe even another. Can't see anybody yet over here. Now, I could run you to here. Let's get your evasion up. Alright, so he's got double exorcist build going. He's got Sisters of Battle over here. That's bad for us because they can do dual crack grenades into my bike. So I'm probably not going to be able to hold that side. Now the next question is, how far do I push with these guys? Because we know he's got the dual exorcist build going. And so I want to keep my death blob going. And I need to get these guys into combat as much as possible, but I don't want them to be just strung out in the front. But I should be able to give them 10% damage reduction with the custom force field. They've got 10% bonus health with our pain doc. And then if I give them the buff with our war through the Weird Boy, that will be another 10% damage reduction. So the question is what does he have on top here? And do I want to push it? I kind of feel like I should, but at the same time, it's like if I wait just a turn, then everybody else should be up there. So maybe what I'll do is I'll kind of move these guys over to the side here. I think this is a bad idea, because I think he's still going to be able to shoot me, but now there's no way I'm going to be able to shoot him. And I highly doubt he's going to have anybody come up this far. But we'll still use the warpath here to try to buff our guys up. Alright, let's see what happens here. Yeah, Exorcist. Alright, yeah, so all the damage protection is making it so these guys barely do anything with their artillery strikes. That's what I was hoping. In fact, he barely got these guys halfway down. Oh, never mind. He's got some paragons up there, apparently. He's got some other guys over here. Oh, he did decide that he wanted to come over here and try to flame those guys. That's excellent. So we killed those guys. He's buffing himself here to smack you. But in exchange for that, he's now allowed me to lower his evasion, which will help me get the kill.
No beauties over there. Be with you in a minute.
Yeah, here come the sisters. Oh, I see. She had to use up her action point to capture the point, so... Oh, got a crit. Of course he got a crit.
The old ways is best.
Alright, well, let's heal these guys. And we'll get you up to here. The big thing is I want to make sure all my buffs are still being applied in case I soak up any Overwatch. Not really seeing a whole lot here. Let's get you up to here. I can see the Exorcist. Maybe I should have attacked with these guys first, because now those guys are getting the momentum gains. I thought he attacked me with Paragons. Yeah, for sure he did, because they're the only ones that have that missile launch attack. Well, let's take a look over here. I have great chance to hit him because he used that ability. So we'll just shoot here. Oh, you almost dropped him. Man, I keep feeding all my momentum and stuff to guys that are already injured. Yeah, okay, so we got a Sister Superior back there. Well, let's start moving you guys over this way. Try to get to the center. And we took out, what is that, 150 times 2, 125 times 2, so 250 to 300 requisition there. I can get you to here. I don't even know if you can shoot, can you? Yeah, 70%. Hell yeah, you can shoot. Alright, cool. Maybe I'll bring you up to here. And have you shoot into here. Okay. Bring you to here. You've only got a 34. You got a 70% chance to hit here, so I think I should just probably focus on the other Exorcist. There you go, 130. Pretty decent. Move you up, move you up. And I assume he's going to want to try to focus down my pain boy. So maybe what I'll do is I'll give him the evasion and ranged armor to try to keep him alive. However, he may be actually going after my Ludas and Flash Kits instead. That would generally be a better target for him. I just don't know what happened to that Paragon. Oh, there it is. I can see it in the back here. So he's got a multi-melt to build. So yeah, if he decides to run him in to try to snipe my pain boy, that'll help keep him alive, hopefully. And unfortunately, I still got my weird boy so far out of the action, he's not going to be able to really participate. And then I don't think you're going to have enough to be able to... Ooh, we got another one. Another multi-melta. Well, I guess let's just run you up Maybe I should have attacked with these guys first with their jump and then had the war bike attack. I don't think it really makes much of a difference.
What are we waiting for? Oh no, you's looking at me.
Set you up with some Overwatch. Alright, let's see what happens here. Pretty close on the points, but he should have nobody left on the left side, but then I'm not going to have anybody really on the right side at this rate. Yeah, they're using their blessed ammo on me. Yeah. Yeah, that's smart, switching them out, so now I'm not going to capture that point. Finishing those guys off with your heavy bolter. Okay. Alright, well there go my Burnus. I think he just gave him bonus momentum and HP. Alright, we should be able to capture the center back. Alright, let's run you over here. Alright, Sister Superior's way back there. And then we'll move you up to here. I can move you to there. You should have a good chance to hit the Paragon. But honestly, I think I want to give you the additional shots. So let's do that. Interestingly, the Exorcist have can outrun my Ludas here. Oh, that bonus momentum is really helping his evasion and that health. That works really nicely on those guys. If I do that, he's just going to charge in there with your swords and mop you guys up. So maybe I'll move you up to here. That's a 41, 54. Yeah, it's only a 59. I don't even know. Can I get you up here to blind these guys? Yeah, I'd have to move you to there. That healed you. If I move you up to here, you should be able to shoot into the Exorcist. Oh man, my chance to hit is not very good right now. I guess we'll just have you both shoot into the center. Yeah, that was pretty... Oh, those are nice hits. Hell yeah. Alright, well you do... that was kind of disappointing. Well, let's move you up to here. What do I want to do here? I want to blind these guys. So if I move you up to here, do this. I should have done that first, and that would have lowered his evasion. Capture this. Now you should be able to blow up the Shit. I can't get into range. Well, we're going to just do this to try to kill a model, I guess. Oh, and now I just blocked your pathway, so I should have moved you first. Man, I'm just making tons of mistakes here. Alright, good. You at least killed one of them. Missed the other one. Alright, but we should be able to kill those Paragons. Unfortunately, he's running down. And likely going to be able to capture my point on the right. So we're going to be moving around capturing each other's points. Alright, maybe I try to hide you in the corner, but I'm pretty sure he'll be able to kill you.
waiting for? I think I can stitch that back.
Alright, paragons are there. Oh yeah, I forgot about you. Let's definitely get you over here because I'm going to need some assistance.
Orcs is the best, and us flesh kits are the best orcs.
Alright, so we're going to lose the right side, but we captured the center, and then we should be able to push out. And then he's got those guys that are almost dead in addition to his sister superior. So really, we're stomping them pretty good. The points are going to be pretty close, though. Alright, miss. Miss. Nope, hit. Hit. They missed, though. Excellent. That hit. Alright, Sister Superior's running up here. That's excellent, so now I should be able to snipe her down. Because I think that's his commander. These guys will run down. Probably going to crack grenade me, right? Yep. And shooting me, because I barely have any health left, right? Nope. Not enough to kill him. Alright, well you'll be able to kill him. Definitely dead. Alright, and she's shooting into the flash gets. And the opponent ended up conceding here. I think in terms of points, I was really stomping them pretty hard. But I think I would have had a little bit of trouble. It would have been very close in terms of the points here. So I took out 2 pennant engines, 1 sister of battle. Is that right? I thought I killed more than that, but maybe not. The weird boy didn't do a whole lot for me. Big Mech had 75 accuracy. Pain boy just did some healing. Flash gets have some good accuracy for them. Ludas were actually hitting pretty well as well with their 86, 87. Warbike was shooting way outside of range, so I'm not surprised that was a little bit lower. Storm boys only hit around 82% of the time. I'm not a huge fan of them. I wonder if I should have not used their jump attack. And then the burner boys always do 100. And then the other Warbike was at a 91% accuracy. So it seems like the Warbike can pretty regularly take out 3 models of Battle Sisters. So maybe if I had spread that HP out with that charge attack a little bit more, then I could have used the rest of those attacks to mop up units. I think I probably could have killed maybe 4 models if I'd done it that way instead of their melee attack. But it is what it is, I guess. Overall, I thought this strategy worked really well because he was doing a double exorcist build by putting the warpath, the force field, and the pain boy all together in that big death blob. It allowed me to nullify 20% of the damage that the exorcists were doing, and then for anybody that survived, I was able to then heal the following turn while running in there and being able to attack. And then keeping guys together, then I got the bring them in with the boys or whatever the ability is. That gives us additional momentum. So the more knobs you have closer together, the more momentum gains they get. And so that helps me quickly get up to that 1 action point. I think generally it makes the most sense to just spam that 1 action point ability when you're doing a range build, which you probably should be doing with all the buffs to the ranged units for the orcs here. And that gives you 20% additional shots. So then all of a sudden you're taking into account that you have the weird boy giving you 15% additional damage. Now you have 20% additional shots. And now you can see how these guys can do significant amounts of damage. And you could just see how many shots the war bikers were getting with those 20% extra shots. Now, unfortunately, he had the bonus HP and the momentum, which was making him not hit for very much. So I really was pretty sloppy on my movement there, and I unfortunately had some pretty bad rolls on that last attack for the Luda, because I really thought I was going to be able to drop that Exorcist, which was where I was kind of focusing my attacks. For sure, I could have taken out those Paragons, but again, I really wanted to take out the Exorcist because they have 4 movement compared to my 3, and so they should be able to pretty much outrun me with those Ludas, and that was just going to be a big pain in the butt, especially if he started to get behind there and getting into cover. So I needed to keep my war bikes alive to try to capture those points out from underneath him here, because he was about to capture that point on the right side. And, you know, he did have, I think he actually was ahead of me with the strategic command points, if I'm not mistaken, because he had that center captured for an additional turn where I didn't, and that other point to my left. Well, that's not true. No, the left I had captured before him because I beat the penitent engines. But then he captured the center. So I guess we were pretty close to tied, if not plus or minus 5 points there. He did fairly consistently have that right side captured. And he did well rotating guys through, knowing I wasn't going to have enough damage potential to get those guys taken out. But, you know, had this gone to the next turn, I would have killed the Paragons. I hopefully would have finished off one of the Exorcists. I would have focus fired down the Sister Superior and then tried to run my war bikes through to try to get to that back point, and then he probably would have kept at least one of those Exorcists to body block the point, and I would have had to send forces over to try to capture that center. So I'm pretty sure I still would have won, but I think he threw in the towel a little bit sooner than he had to. I think he was just so exasperated by my buffs that were going in and nullifying his Exorcist, because at 1,500 points, that's 30% of his forces are thrown into those Exorcists, and they were not paying for themselves. I mean, effectively, he killed 2 burner boys with them. And then I had neutered the Paragons with that eye jabbing ability there, which lowered the accuracy, which thankfully allowed it to miss the melee attack, because those Paragon warriors do shit tons of damage. Once you start killing one of their models, it goes up by 100%, and so now all of a sudden they can easily hit for 70 to 100 damage each, and you have a little bit of splash. So those can be real nightmares and excellent assassination forces against HQ units. So definitely some interest there. I don't see that he was really buffing his units. For sure he would have had action command points saved up, so I think had he given those guys the accuracy, that would have helped if he wanted to just use his multi-melta attacks instead, and then that also would have helped buff up his Exorcist as well, or he could have just given him movement to help him escape further. So there's definitely lots of things he could be doing, or he could have given him additional attack to overwhelm my force field ability plus the armor piercing, which would allow him to do even more damage. So again, I think there's lots of things that could have been done a little bit differently there. Using the Sister Superior to just attack me with the bolter, I think he was hoping she was just going to be mopping up units and then be able to have the ability to get an extra AP going to do additional things. But so I suspect that's probably what he was going for, is he thought he was going to mop my guys up and then being able to get that extra action point with the Fury ability. But obviously that didn't work out to his advantage there, because he was missing attacks, and I had the force field and everything else going there working to my advantage, so he didn't get much for kills. But definitely think the double Exorcist build is not super effective when it comes to a 1,500 point matchup, because it's just too expensive. They're definitely a fun unit to use, but I don't think it's effective to do it that way. And as for the orcs, I think bringing a big mech is going to be a way to go against the Adepta Sororitas, because they're almost all going to be ranged units, and getting that 10% damage reduction is definitely pretty huge, especially once you start adding other buffs into there and you have the Pain Boy healing. Because the nice thing about the orcs is they just have so much HP that they really act as bullet sponges. So if you have that damage mitigation stopping you from suffering model losses, then the following turn you can use the Pain Boy to have significant healing to get you back up to half health, and just keep going forward and marching straight forward and through your opponents. So I think that worked out to be very effective for us. So thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying these videos. If you are, please give my channel a like and subscribe. It encourages me to post more content for you. Have a great day.